Today we will learn lesson number 2, standard 8. Let me sum up. Today we are going to understand, children, a very wonderful story about King Goldenlocks. The story tells you about how a son becomes so obedient to his father and how a father, being a king, he shows that rule is rule for everyone, and how everything mingles up so nicely that the story you feel like it is woven, it is one after one, it is interconnected. The themes are interconnected and it becomes more and more interesting when you go further and further. Let us see what is happening. King Goldenlocks is a very old fairy tale that was locked away for over 150 years. Can you imagine, children? The story was locked. Fairy tale. Fairy tale means imaginary kind of stories. It was locked in for more than 150 years. It was only recently discovered in Germany. This version is derived from the translation by Maria Tatar, published in the New Yorker, April 2, 2012. Read the story. King Goldenlocks. Once there was a prince with beautiful golden hair. Everyone called him Goldenlocks because he had a very golden hair. That is why locks means, children, hair. So that is why beautiful golden hair he had. So everybody called him as a Goldenlocks. One day Goldenlocks' father, the king, went hunting in the woods. Woods means forest, and found a giant. Giant means a big, huge animal like thing leaning against a tree. The king blew his horn. Blew his horn means, children, blew his horn means to give signal. Called his men, and they came and caught the giant. Proud of his own bravery, the king invited many other kings to join him for a celebration so that they could see the captured giant. So the king was very happy that he had captured means he caught a big giant. So he wanted to show other kings that how brave he was. So he invited them for a big, huge celebration, and they were supposed to see this big giant. Now on the day of celebration, Goldenlocks was playing with his favorite toy, a golden ball. Accidentally, Goldenlocks threw the ball right into the giant's cage. So the little Goldenlocks, he was playing with the toy, his favorite toy, that was golden ball, and while he was playing, the ball went into the giant's cage. Oh no, what could he do? He loved that ball. Please throw my ball back to me, giant. I will give you a nice banana or apple or maybe a cookie if you just give it back. So Goldenlocks requested the giant that please give me back my ball. If you will give me, I will offer you banana, apple or cookies, whatever you like. So I will only give your ball back if you release me, he said. So the giant had one condition. What is that condition? That if you release me, if you open the cage and let me go away from here, then only I will give you the ball back. The boy knew his father would be angry, but he wanted his ball. He stole the key to the cage and freed the giant. So boy was knowing that his father would become angry, but since he loved his ball very much, what did he do? He took the key from the place where the key was holded. From there he took the key and opened the cage and and he released the giant from the cage. That evening, all the kings from all over the land were gathered in the palace to see the giant. But there was no giant. The king was so angry. He flew into a rage and swore that he would punish the person who had stolen his key. So he flew into a rage. What is the meaning of flew into rage? Became terribly angry. He was very angry over the king. He flew into a rage and swore. Swore means he took a promise that he would punish the person who had stolen his key and freed the giant, no matter who it was. So whatever may happen, whoever will be, I am surely going to punish him. When he found out it was his own son, he was heartbroken. So now he had already promised that he will punish, but he was not knowing that it will be his own son, Goldenlocks. But when he came to know about it, he was heartbroken. Heartbroken means, children, he was extremely sad. But a king has no choice but to keep his promise, since he was a king, and once he give out any word, he has to be with his word. So the king sadly banished means, children, he removed him out from, forbidden to enter. He did not allow the golden lock to enter into the kingdom. The king sadly banished golden locks. He told his best soldier to take golden locks far, far away where he could never return. But the soldier did want to do his duty to so young a boy, so he decided to find out a way. So the father, since he has to keep the promise, he told one of his best soldiers that you send golden locks so far that he can never return back to me. But the soldier took pity on the boy, and he decided that he should find out some way to protect the. He took golden locks in the poor clothes of a disguised golden locks in the poor clothes of a shepherd, and sent him to live far away in the family of a gardener who had no son of his own. So what he did, he changed the clothes of a golden locks and gave him the shepherd's clothes, and send him, because if anybody comes to know that he is a king's child, nobody will keep him in his house, because since the king has promised, everybody is scared of his revenge, what decision or what action he may take. So what he did, he changed his cloth, and he give him a shepherd's cloth, and he sent him to a family of a gardener. They were not having child. So now this gardener worked for the queen of his own land. So where the gardener was staying, he was working for a queen. Every day he cut flowers and made bouquet for the queen's daughter. So what was this gardener's duty? He used to cut beautiful flowers. He used to take out that beautiful flowers, pluck out, and then he used to make bouquets for the daughter. The most beautiful princess he had ever seen. So the gardener is praising about the princess. It was golden lock's job to tie the flowers together and bring them to the princess. So it was now lock's job to tie the flower and then to make it a bouquet and to give it to the princess. The princess always received the flowers so sweetly that finally Goldenlocks fell in love with her and began to feel he couldn't live without her. So every day when he started to give the bouquet to the princess, Goldenlocks slowly started falling in love with the princess. One day, to show her how he felt tied to her, tied her he tied her bouquet with a strand of his own golden hair to show the princess that how much he loved. What he did, he plucked one of the hair from his, as his hair was golden in color, so he took out one of the strand, means one of the hair, and he tied the bouquet with that hair. When it was time for her to be married, Princess came from miles around, but she refused everyone, saying that she would only marry the one who had tied her bouquet with golden hair. So the princess was in love with that golden hair which was tied on the bouquet. So many marriages proposal she got. Different princes had come from different faraway places, but the princess refused that she will marry only the one who had tied her bouquet with the golden hair. But the queen could not allow her daughter to marry a poor gardener's help. So how could a queen give her daughter to a gardener's helper? She wanted somebody of their cadre. Not long after Goldenlock's father, the king, became very ill, and it was said that 2 drops of venom means poison, from the deadly tiger snake would cure him. So after long years, they came to know that Goldenlock's father became very ill, and he needed 2 drops of poison, that also from the deadly tiger. Then only he will be cured very soon. There was only one tiger snake known in the land, and it was the largest, meanest, and the deadliest snake anyone had ever seen. So there was only one single tiger snake, and that was also very cruel. That snake was very dangerous. Nobody would dare to go to that snake. Goldenlocks heard of his father's illness and wanted to help, but what could he do? Most men were too scared too. So Goldenlock wanted to help his father. He wanted to bring that venom from that tiger snake, but the soldiers were very scared because the snake was very dangerous. even tried to milk the deadly. Most men were too scared to even try to milk the deadly snake. So the men were too scared that they were not ready to give even the milk to the deadly snake. The few brave men who had tried all died terrible deaths. So there were few soldiers who tried their level best to get the venom from that deadly tiger snake, but they all died. Goldenlocks did not know what to do, but then he remembered the giant. Yeah, he remembered the giant that he had released him. Maybe the giant could help him. Goldenlocks went to the giant and begged him to get the milk for him. You would ask this for the father who banished you. Why? So the Goldenlocks went and begged to the giant, please bring that poison, that venom from that tiger snake. So the giant is asking Goldenlocks that why you want to save your father. He has banished you, he has removed you from the kingdom. Why you So Goldenlock is telling, he is still my father. He only did what he had promised his people. He would do to punish a criminal. So he was right. He is telling that he is ready to defend his father because he was right. He had already promised, and law is law for everyone, whether for his son or for his people. Well, I do not think you were a criminal to free me. The king had no right to trap me. I have no love for the king, but if you want this, I will honor your request. So he is telling the king has no right to trap me. I am also a living being like any other living being, like any other creature on this world. I have the right to live freely, but king had trapped me and I don't love the king. But since you have requested me, I will help you. I do, please save him. The giant got the venom from the snake, but he would not take it to the king himself. Goldenlocks would have to do it. Goldenlock disguised himself, disguise means changed himself as best he could in old rags, rags means old clothes, and with his golden hair covered in a plain white cloth. So the giant told that I will not take the venom for the king, you yourself go. So Goldenlocks changed himself, he changed the clothes and even he covered his hair because from the golden hair the king could make out that he is Goldenlocks. So he covered his hair with a plain white cloth. He went to his father's castle for the first time since he had been sentenced to death. He felt as if all the soldiers could see right through the cloth. He trembled, afraid he would be caught and jailed any moment, but no one recognized him. In a low, rough voice that he hoped did not sound at all like the voice of a young Prince Goldenlocks, he told the guard at his father's door that he carried the precious drops of venom from the tiger snake. So he reached the castle, but he was very afraid that if somebody would recognize my voice and can make out that I am Goldenlocks, then also they will put me in the jail. So he changed his voice, he changed his tone also so that nobody could recognize him. And he told the guard that he has bring the precious drops of venom for the king. He was assured him immediately. He was ushered in immediately. Ushered means he was taken in immediately. His father lay pale. His father was looking very dull and dozing means sleeping on his pillow. At a nod from the doctor, Goldenlocks placed the precious drops on his father's lips. So he asked the doctor's permission that whether I can put this poison in my father's mouth. At first there was no response, but in moments his father opened his eyes. Goldenlocks quickly covered his face with the white headcloth, but it was too late. My son, am I dead that I see my precious son again at last? So father recognized that it was his own son, Goldenlocks. You are not dead, father. I have brought the cure. I only hope it is enough for you to forgive me. And the giant, it is he who braved the snake to bring you this medicine. So he is telling, Father, please forgive me. And even the giant, he is the one who brought this venom for you. Goldenlock and his father were reunited. The queen was happy to marry the king, but the princess was just happy who promised even when he became a king. So this is the end of the story. Activity 2. In Standard 6, you learn that many stories follow a common pattern or structure. In writing, we talk about structure to describe the sequence of ideas. We learn that many stories use a structure that starts by describing a character and then telling how one day something happens that causes the character to have a problem. Goldenlocks was a happy prince until he lost a toy that he loved. So children, always a structure is formed, and in that structure we describe about the character first and how. You can see the example is given. Goldenlocks is described as a happy prince and how he lost everything with a toy. Next, the story shows how the character tries to solve the problem, but it does not work and it causes a bigger problem. Goldenlocks tried to get his toy, but when he freed the giant, he was banished. Finally, the story shows that something changes and the character can solve the problem in an unexpected way. When the king needed his son and the giant to cure his illness, Goldenlocks forgave his father, got the help of the giant, and cured the king. Goldenlocks and his father were reunited, and Goldenlocks became the princess once more. The Tom Sawyer story has this structure too. Work with a partner to look again at strong desire, wise action from the adventures of Tom Sawyer. Activities 3. The story about Tom Sawyer had a few question tags in it. Ben said, "Hello, you must work, must you?" Tom suddenly, "Oh Ben, it's you, is it?" You can see, "I did not see you." Read the following sentences and note the tense in which the verbs are given and the use of question tags at the end of each. You can see here already the questions are given. Children, I want to explain you what was given in the workbook. The workbook was given In the workbook, it was given on page number 27. Read the following sentences and note the tense in which the verbs are given and the use of question tags at the end of each sentence. The first one is, he was singing happily, wasn't it? So here was singing, children, that is the verb. So the question be formed with the question tag is wasn't he. The second one is, I must get the water. So must is the auxiliary verb. So we begin the question tag with mustn't I. Remember children, whenever the sentence, I have given also the note below the answers, whenever the sentence is in positive, your question tag will follow as negative, and whenever the sentence is in negative, the question tag will become positive. So the third one, you can see, his hands moved very slowly. His hands moved more slowly. So the answer is given, didn't they? Why didn't they, children? Because moved, the verb moved is past tense. So in order to show it, we to show the past tense, we are using didn't they. Next one is Aunt Polly talks about it. So why we are writing doesn't she, children? Because talks is showing, the verb talks is showing simple present tense. That is why we are using doesn't she. Tom had planned to go swimming, hadn't he? So had planned is the verb. So we are using hadn't he. Here you can see the sentence is in positive. So we are writing the question tag in negative. I am going swimming. So am going is the present continuous tense. So the answer will be aren't I. Remember, aren't I, not am I. Amn't I. It will be aren't I. She won't hurt you. Won't means will not. Okay. So she will not hurt you. So will is already in the sentence. So the answer question tag will be will she. Tom had discovered a great law of human action. Had discover is the verb. So the question will be hadn't he. Ninth one is, he did not turn from his work. So the answer is did he. Already did is given in the sentence. I will get the app. Will get is the verb. So we'll write will not. That is want I is the answer. I hope you understood this answer. Activity 4. In the last unit, we learned about a type of summary, that is about a source is neutral, references the source, starts with the main idea of a source. So this is the way, children, you write when you are copying, when you are writing about other story. In the last chapter also I explained you that when you are writing somebody else story, you have to give all these points. These points you have to keep in mind. You cannot put your own ideas, but you can use them with the main ideas you can put some recreativeness in the sentences in the story. You learn to write one strong sentence to start a summary. The last thing you need for a summary are a few details from the source that show how the author expressed the main idea. It should not include ideas that don't explain the main idea. That you have to keep in mind. Now you have to read this summary, children, about O. Henry's 20 years. Activity 5. In the summary of after 20 years in Activity 4, notice how the detailed sentence helped to show how O. Henry expressed his main idea. They tell exactly how O. Henry surprised both the main character and the reader. So when we read after 20 years, when we are reading the first part, the main part, children, when we are reading, we never thought that the last part will be so surprising. So it should be like that. Let you know that the character does not know the policeman is his friend and show why the reader does not know it either. The two discuss the friend that man is waiting for. The third detail tells what happens in the end and shows how the surprise appeared in the story. The policeman recognized the man as a wanted criminal, but until the man is arrested, neither the man nor the reader know the policeman is himself the man's friend. So this is the minute details, children, when you are writing something. Even the audience should not get boredom, or they should not come to know beforehand only that you are whatever you want to tell. They should not come to know beforehand. It should be always at the end. Find at least 3 details in Tom Sawyer's story that help Mark Twain express his main idea. Write more details. This you can do as a homework. Activity 6. Look back at the activities where you listed new words you learned it, children. Now use the words and ideas you have learned about summary so far to help you write a new syncane, children. The pronunciation is syncane. Remember, syncanes are a kind of a poem. See, cinquains. What is cinquains? Cinquains are a kind of poem that has 5 lines and a certain pattern. So it has 5 lines, and see, these are the patterns where you can write cinquain. How you can write a cinquain? Line 1 should be one word. It should be title and it should be of one word. Line 2, that should be description of 2 words. Line 3 should be action of 3 words. Line 4 should be feelings of 4 words. And line 5, title that should be of one word. I have already given in the workbook, children, the cinquain pattern. You can just go through it and you will get the idea that how to write a cinquain. Activity 7. Now you have learned a new way to write about someone else's idea. You learned about a type of summary, that is, it should have a source and it should be neutral. Reference the source starts with the main idea of the source, contains a few details that show how the author expresses the main idea. To write any summary, you need to read and understand the source first. So first it is very important that you understand the source. Reference the source and write the main idea in 1 or 2 sentences. Activity 8. Real writers share their writing with other writers and help each other improve their writing. So what the real writers do, children? They write and they show it to the other good writers so that they will find out if any fault is there. They can find it out and they can change it or they can edit it. You can form your own writers group. So this way you can form your writers group, children, and in the group you will do a peer review. What is the meaning of peer, children? Peers are people who are like you in age, interest, jobs and etc. So it is not necessary that everybody should be like interested in writing. Those who are interested in writing, you can make a group of them and you can put all this thing. See, the box is given down, children. You can write your name and then you can put all these things and you can ask. Last column is your suggestions to help the writer improve. So here you can see they will give the suggestions. So that suggestions you can see and you can improve your writing. Here you can see, children, it is given. Question mark is showing that neutral is not given. Right is given means okay, you have good source, you have good reference, you have good main ideas, and detail shows how ideas express. That is also, everything is right. And what suggestion the writer has to say? Change feeling words to neutral words. So this is the suggestion. Activity 9. Sit with 5 or 6 of your classmates. This works best if you can sit in circle where you can easily hear and see each other. Share your summary. You will use the peer review checklist to mark the parts of each summary you have. Children, this lesson is very lengthy, so I am reading it very fast. Write a summary of King Goldenlocks. Children, here this is an homework, children. This is a homework. You can do it. Activity 11. Again the peer review, children, if you have made the summary of the Tom Sawyer. So here we come to the end of the lesson, children. I hope you understood this lesson. We'll meet you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.